Good morning,
Right.
YouTube.
Good morning.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Erin, and we are Revisions Mentor.
We are back today with more of our subscriber questions. We have a nice long list of things that you all have been asking us the last couple of days, and we're going to tackle some of that today.
Yes, so one of our clients is asking us, how did we score our first staging job?
All right. Hi, Rosanna. You asked us, can you talk about the first time you both had a client? How did you find them? How did you feel? How did you fight the nerves? And how did that start the momentum for the success that you currently have?
So this is a cool story. Our first staging client was actually a neighbor. There was a house that had sat on the market for about 9 months, and we offered to do a walkthrough, and we kind of helped them rearrange furniture and, put this rug in this room, and here, let's go to Pottery Barn and grab some pillows and dress up this bed, and we updated the photography. And the house went under contract. We staged it on a Tuesday, and it went under contract on a Friday and sold. So that homeowner was so happy, and it was such a great testament to the efficacy of staging that she referred us to her builder who built her next home. And this builder builds $1 million houses on the beach. And so he reached out to us, and there were nerves. I mean, it was a big project. It was a big undertaking.
It
It was a
was.
huge house.
Yeah, that was huge. That was a huge first job, and probably not the norm, right? It was
Right.
it was actually a parade of homes. And I mean, I think we were so grateful for such a big exposure opportunity, but a really big thing to tackle, our first, real big job right out of the gates. And we,
Yeah,
but
and
we did. Yeah.
we did, and it turned out awesome. The way that we approached that job, we rented a lot of furniture because we didn't have a lot. Um, we rented the furniture for the main living space, and then there was kind of a game room, and we were able to use negotiate a price and use half of that to rent the furniture for one of the spaces, and then the other half we used to purchase the furniture for the other space. And then we got really creative, and we reached out to local artists we knew, and we used their art in exchange for exposure on social media. We used furnishings from a local furniture builder. It was a guy that we'd purchased some tables through in the past for design projects before this whole staging thing really took off. And we used some of his inventory along with his business card so that he would get exposure. And we reached out to a local art gallery. And that was an awesome opportunity. They were very generous, and they let us use their original oil paintings that they had in their gallery, and we could use them in the staging job. So it was a lot of hard work. I don't think we earned any profit on that job.
I don't think we did either.
Right.
I don't think we did either, but I'll say this, Erin, it was unique in that it was a parade of homes. So we weren't just giving the people who bartered artwork and furnishings with us, we weren't just giving them social media exposure, they were getting parade of homes, actual foot traffic exposure. And that made this situation a little bit different than a traditional staging job. I don't think, and I think that's kind of really, with a couple of little exceptions, that's kind of the only case that we've been able to trade. If you let us use your art, we'll advertise your gallery next to the art for the parade. We can't really do that for most of our traditional non-parade of homes staging jobs.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like the perfect storm for us in that project. We were able to.
And speaking of storm, let's talk about how it felt, because we were brand new to this business, and we had the feelings that I think that our subscribers have as well, which is, nervousness and fear. And To combat that, we did a lot of planning. It was planning and checks and balances and double checks and double balances. And it was a lot of negotiating, because we had furniture coming from different places, art coming from different places. So it required a tremendous amount of coordination between the two of us to get all of those pieces together. But it's okay to feel nervous, and it's okay to feel, scared about it. You just put one foot in front of the other and make smart decisions. And
yeah, it's a matter of organization, right? And negotiations, and kind of having an idea in your head before you go to negotiating table about what you're going to charge for your services. We had to base that off of the rental fees that we were charged by the furniture company we rented those furnishings from. So we based our pricing on theirs, because we knew that we were renting from them, and we didn't really even know where to start in terms of pricing. There weren't a lot of staging companies around town that we could kind of bounce ideas off of. It was fairly early in the game, and now it's become a lot more popular. There are a lot more stagers around. So that was challenging. And, sitting down at the table with the builder, I mean, I remember we were nervous, and we had an idea in our heads, and we tried to just show confidence and resourcefulness, and he liked it, and he ended up hiring us to do design work for him in the long run. So, I mean, I think it has to do a little bit of smoke and mirrors and having some confidence. And then eventually, after you get a couple of projects under your belt, you really do, it starts to come naturally, right?
Yeah. I think the other quality that we brought to the table for that job with this builder, Aaron, was flexibility. We let him know that we were willing to, be flexible and negotiate to meet the needs that he had. And, that allowed us some flexibility in terms of how we put our plan together. And it doesn't have to always be so cut and dry, so black and white. You can customize every job that you have to meet the needs of your client and meet the inventory that you have available in the moment, and the resources that you have available in the moment. So sometimes that requires some, quick thinking and being able to kind of, pivot your plans to work with what you have and work with the unique needs of the client. And we should talk about what came from that, because that job gave us a lot of exposure to not only people in the community who came through the parade looking, but also to lots of realtors who didn't know about us or were unfamiliar with our work, because we were brand new in the community. We did a lot of marketing of ourselves at that event with our business cards and our flyers and different tools that people could really see who and what we're about.
Yeah, we definitely went the extra mile on that project. I mean, we did fresh flowers, which brings in a whole other element of complexity. I mean, you have to deliver them while they're fresh. If the parade is over 2 weekends, are they going to die midweek? All of those little things. And to be honest, we pillaged our homes. We took accessories. I mean, this was a massive house, and we had hardly anything. We were just getting started. So, we bought accessories. We borrowed accessories from our own homes. I mean, we went for it, and we knew it was a short-term obligation. It wasn't like we were staging a house that was going to sit there for 6 months. So, we knew it was just for 2 weekends. So we pulled furniture out of our own houses and lamps, and, we were super resourceful on that project. And then it really did pay off in the end. And I think that they just saw that we're super hard workers, and we're, we have the soft skills, the people skills that are critical in any industry. I mean, you can have the resources, you can have the inventory, But if you don't have the soft skills to manage people and manage projects, you know, with a smile on your face and the customer service that people expect from you, then you're doing yourself a disservice in terms of you know, your reputation in the community. So
definitely.
yeah.
And we talk an awful lot, don't we, Erin, about how our social media is our best marketing, and word of mouth is our best marketing. So that job gave us tons of fodder for social media. It was an opportunity to advertise and promote the parade itself. It was an opportunity for us to advertise and promote the custom home builder who hired us for that job.
Right.
It was an opportunity for us to promote our own work and our services. So we got a lot of mileage out of that first job. And, you know, I think that's the other question that Rosanna is asking us is how did that generate momentum for us? I think what I would like to say to our viewers is that it doesn't have to be $1 million parade home. Your first job does not have to be. The momentum comes from what you pull from the job that you complete, whatever size it may be. So all of the pictures that you take, all of the opportunities that you capitalize on to advertise the heck out of that listing for the realtor or the homeowner that hires you, that is where your real value comes in terms of creating momentum. And that happens on social media.
Yep, that's exactly right. I mean, we try to kind of follow a rule of thumb that we post on social media at least 5 times a week. I mean, I sometimes like to do it more. You know, there's a fine line between, you know, driving people crazy with overload, social media overload, but at the same time, you know, the more photos that you can get and, you know, you can edit them really well and make them all look bright and happy and you know, have that congruency that goes along with your brand. You know, the more photos you take, the more you can spread them out and share them on your social media and stay on people's radar. You know, you met some new realtors, they saw your logo on your business cards, you know, in the house that you staged, and then they find you on social media, and then you kind of stay on their radar. You send out those pings, you know, several times a week that this is the project we're working on, or look at this, or look at that. You know, all of the things that we do with our social media to keep the momentum going. That's a really important part because we don't pay for advertising. All of our advertising comes through Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn. So use those resources.
Thank you for your question, Rosanna. If you're not subscribing to our page, subscribe now. Click the link below, follow us, ask your questions. Erin and I answer questions twice a week. We are after a short break, we are back at it and excited to see what questions you all may have and figure out how we can support you.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.